Welcome back to Sika and welcome back to this week's news show where you get your weekly dose of insemination of sports drama update. Now I know there's been some rumours of relations between Romania and Sika breaking down, but these are all conjecture. Western media has once again propagandized drama that a YouTube drama that's not there. Would you consider yourself a weightlifter?
No.
I think I'm just a YouTuber. Right. This week's news show, we have to start off with this because I think this is the most dramatic thing I've seen in weightlifting.
I will say that my palms started sweating when I saw it first, and I'm not sure they've stopped sweating since.
Like, we've seen people drop bars in their heads, we've seen people dislocate their elbows, all of which are pretty grim. But it's kind of within the realms of, like, that could happen someday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're putting heavy weights over your head, you have to accept that some of your structure might break down occasionally.
But I didn't know this could happen. I can see.
Oh my god.
You can see the plate is loose though. Look at it. Yeah. It's all by itself. That is. Oh.
He's incredibly lucky.
He's so lucky.
Very athletic to get out from underneath the bar.
I don't know if the bar would have done anything where it was dropping.
The problem is if you've got the ass sticking out behind and it lands in your lower back.
Yes.
Then you're in trouble. You know.
I suppose if it a lateral bounce or lateral drop would have been the real big thing there. But the
that is it's harrowing.
Stay safe out there, children.
Just a lot of thing as well is like not so much with those small square mats, because those small square mats tend to be glued down. But a lot of CrossFit gyms will just have the slightly larger gym or like floor matting that isn't glued down. Like I know ours was always glued down, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. You might think a floor is solid and there to help you all the time, but not always. A lot of the time there's a lot of other stuff going on underneath that floor. Like
all those times when I was lifting in different sheds just on random bits of mat, I never knew I could have died, you know.
Or just different gyms when we were away doing things.
Just randomly.
You pop in for a little pay-as-you-go class. No.
My God.
No.
Anyway, on to weightlifting. So we've Jin Young doing 150 by 5 power clean. So he does kind of a miso style. I don't know if miso could move it this fast. So miso typically does these quite heavy, but Jin has gone for the power. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in fairness to miso does always use hook grip. You never see miso using straps on these.
I think the other thing that makes a massive difference is he's not bringing the bar down the front of his quads.
Very true.
He literally just bounces it like it's a kind of CrossFit style.
Yes.
Bouncing, you know, which makes a massive difference.
For a certain style of weightlifter at a certain time of year of a certain quality, I actually really like these. So if you had someone who's kind of into the latter stages of intermediate, maybe or ideally definitely in the stages of elite level lifting, you know, natural or unnatural, these are quite useful in kind of a prep phase if you're like 8 months from competition or something like that and you've had a very good peak recently and you just want to kind of broaden a little bit of the base of triangle while still saying weightlifting. You know, when you're doing that kind of GPP phase in weightlifting, or if you're in a higher volume phase, you don't want to get too far away from the lifts. While you certainly can, and there's benefits to it, sometimes it's very useful just to do kind of higher rep variations in this heaving hang clean. You know, Zach Delander's a big fan of these, and I'm pretty sure Zach has done like a clean plus or power clean plus power clean 150 similar to this with a heaving hang clean, and we've seen Miso do 200 for reps. So definitely something very, very useful.
For athletes as well, they're very useful.
Yes.
Particularly if you don't do this style where you don't just kind of bounce it off one spot. If you do the style more like Miso where it's gliding down the front of the quads and you get that kind of eccentric loading of the lower and upper back, I think that's very valuable for athletes to do.
As we've seen, like
you definitely need a high skill level.
Cameron Rogers doing them would have been a good example of that. She would have done the kind of high pull to like a hang high pull and then to the power version. The reason you don't really want beginner lifters doing this or kind of early stage intermediate is because obviously one, probably mess up their technique. You'll just see a lot of lifters rowing the barbell with their arms, probably won't be able to get a weight meaningful that's heavy enough to have a meaningful effect on their max attempts. And there's just kind of the mild danger aspect if you're doing these with straps or whatever. No, you could do them without the straps and use the hook grip or something, but they would be quite difficult to do with the speed and intention you want to be doing them.
Absolutely.
Then we've got Artyom Antropov with 301. I can only imagine 301 kilo back squat. I can only imagine this is a PB.
So casual.
Yes.
That looks like he was doing 3 sets of 3, and that's the first rep.
Do you think he has a more aesthetic squat than Tashiki?
Yes.
I think he does as well.
Yeah.
I think he's got nipped him.
For me, Tashiki is too knees out, too kind of externally rotated.
There's something about all of... I'm going to say Artyom has definitely the most aesthetic front squat of any weightlifter.
Yes. Yeah.
Possibly ever.
Yeah.
But these back squats are massively aesthetic. So casual. Now, the Cavs don't really like back squats that much, or they don't do a whole lot of them in terms of high frequency. So I was talking to Adila Tully a few weeks ago about their kind of current training, and he was saying that they do a lot of heavy front squats, but back squats not that often.
So it's interesting.
Yes.
Just glides out from underneath the barbell as well.
Yeah, he does. I wonder... So he competed as an 89 recently, but I can't imagine he's staying although it probably is staying as an 89, you know. So he's an 89 squatting 301 kilos like this is actually ridiculous when you think about it.
He looks big though.
Yeah, he looked big when he was 89. This was only a few weeks ago, the Asians. So I don't know. Probably maybe like 92 or 93.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine he's 100 kilos here, you know.
Yeah.
And
Jesus, it's just so nice.
Actually, when you think about it, if he's doing this as an 89 kilo lifter,
yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, sticking with Kazakhstan, we have Denis Olenov. So Denis is back with a 195 kilo clean and jerk, but he's got more of a beard, and so he's on his comeback arc.
To be honest, when I saw this video, I thought that was like a clean pull or something at the start of a complex, because something about that pull looks like he's not going to clean it.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? There's not the acceleration there, there's not the speed there, but yet he pulls under it exceptionally well.
All of his cleans have kind of always looked like that, though. So I think we've seen him do at least 215, I think, maybe 216 in training. So he's the last lifter in Team Astana. I think literally everyone else has tested positive.
Has he never tested positive?
I'm feeling he has. I'm almost certain Denis has tested positive at some stage, but he's still here, still lifting.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's so he's in 89. I can't imagine he'll make much waves without the support of the Team Astana politics, which will never really know what went down there.
He has the Alico Super Lock barbell. You know, with those ridges at the end of the collar.
Oh, yes. The nostalgic one.
Strange, you very rarely see that.
Speaking of probably testing positive, we've got our man Frozen Soul is back again. There's a 170 kilo snatch triple here, right? So he's starting off with a kind of a montage. Beautiful Russian lockout as usual. 160.
It's a lovely snatch.
But here it comes, right? 170. You're like, nice. 170 plus a hang. Anything. But he's going for a triple. What a monster. That looks like sets as well.
Insane.
It looks like he's 4 more sets of that.
I think the most important thing with all of that is, though,
it's
not a single one of those reps looked like it was a kind of maybe make.
Yeah.
You know, it's none of the like bang and catch and then go again and like, no, it was supposed to be a triple. All of those reps look perfect.
In triples, the last rep is the only one that counts. So here's a 225 attempt as well. So I don't know if he's ever made 225. We've seen like 222 in competition. He didn't make this, but...
Oh, it's so close.
So close.
That is insanely close. Do you know what age he is, Garth?
Russian. I don't know either what he... Like that 170 triple. I just want to watch it again. Very low hip. Got a little bit of an arm bend. But when you have just this much spare power going.
Oh, he has all the power.
So he's 185 as well, but that 170 for a triple is so much more impressive. I think that 170 for triple might be the most impressive snatch thing I've seen in maybe since Slash's Snatch 225.
It's insane.
The lighting in this hall as well is super aesthetic, and that upside down boat wooden one.
Yeah.
So they had 185. Obviously 185 is very impressive, but 170 for a triple is... His cleans are something else as well.
Yeah. I just love the Russian style jerk where you have a massive press and you have unbelievable lockout.
Yeah.
I'll never not love that.
I would love to know how much mobility and stretching you do. I feel like the Russians probably do quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so close.
It's because it's heavy. It's 225. Like
weight class, is he?
He's 102 or 109.
Okay.
My God.
No, it's incredibly good.
He reminds me of like maybe if Adam Malagov bulked up to 109 or something.
Okay, yeah.
I love the lockout. We're just gonna watch it one more time. They're all just so secure. Like there's no maybe makes.
No. It's just bang, perfect, bang, perfect.
And 3 reds, he's so confident with the weight. 170 means nothing to him.
No.
Now, speaking of weights that mean nothing to nobody, here's Karlos Nazar with a 220 kilo clean and jerk. So Karlos is 17, or probably 18 now at this stage. and this is he's an 89 kilo lifter, and he looks like he's about to maybe do an amateur bodybuilding competition
at any point.
Here's a 220 kilo clean and jerk. He's maybe sponsored by some random protein company.
He definitely has a discount code.
Lifetime Natural. 220. Fucking hell.
Just insane. He's throwing that up there as well. Like,
his technique is not it.
No. There's none of that like Russian pressing continuously through. That's just an aggressive dip and drive. Throws a barbell into the air and then catches it if possible.
I don't mind the jerk as much. It's how not aesthetic the clean is for me.
The aesthetics don't bother me that much.
No, I know they don't.
I know you have you really like the aesthetics of it. For me, I just like that it's a massive weight.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'd love to see what his training's like and how Bulgarian it is at the moment, you know?
Yes.
He's clearly doing a shitload of assistance work.
Yeah.
Unless he's massively predisposed to muscle gain, which maybe.
Even if he was,
I couldn't see him having that physique, you know?
No.
Like, he's basically similar levels to, like, Lee Dayan or someone recently. And actually, just on the subject of that, it will show, like, there was a picture on Squat Jerk Journalist's Instagram of
I saw the two of them standing next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down, I'm going to show the lads. All right, relax. It's a new show. You don't have to rush in there. It's not a competition. Jesus Christ.
He was saying he was taking the piss out of one of them, saying, "You need to eat more food."
The size of that, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Like, we know do this shitload of bodybuilding stuff as well.
Yeah. Geez, they're in some shape.
That's crazy shape.
Yeah.
That's what everyone should look like in weightlifting.
Yeah.
We don't need drug testing.
No.
Karlos is there. Obviously, aesthetics aside, this is phenomenally impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where Karlos goes, you know, because if you look back at like someone like Artyom, he snatched 180 as an 18-year-old. It was around 80 odd kilo body weight as well, and you know we didn't see him progress beyond that in terms of snatches from the floor, from what we know of, you know. So, like, I suppose if Karlos doesn't test positive,
No.
where's he going to end up?
Yeah.
Sick lifting.
Yeah. Incredibly strong.
On to this week's only bit of sports news, sports stuff. I don't know what this is, right? So this is
Speaking of sick.
speaking of, I don't know what's going on. I think this is a joke. I'm sure it's a joke. So this is
It has to be a
Karsten.
joke, yeah.
He is athletics world record holder, Olympic champion, world champion, European champion, Diamond League champion, runner, personnel, all round fast guy, right? So he's doing a 315 kilo assisted partner deadlift in a Smith machine, okay? So strange enough, you're like, maybe he's going to do some overload eccentrics. You're like, maybe, okay,
That's kind of where I thought it was going.
but it's not where you think it's going. So we'll just have a look. So assisted deadlifts, trap bar, all fine. Overload eccentrics have a place, but it's not.
It has to be a piss take.
It has to be a piss take.
Please tell me it's a piss take.
I assume it's a piss take. It's 315 kilos. I don't know.
The lads are laughing. Like, if you listen to the volume in the background, everyone's just laughing.
It's just, I just
have no idea. I don't know what that could be.
and you know, for things like this, when you do them like that, right? How often can you do things like this to get a meaningful training effect? Because like probably one side of that probably isn't that meaningful for your plyometric development, your force development, for your ability to produce force at high speeds. What's going on?
I just have no idea what could possibly be going on.
I hope it's a joke.
No, it's definitely a joke. I just don't.
We're just gonna have to move on, I think, because
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Now, we've friend of Sika Stan, all around great guy, Stan everything, an absolute gentleman, squatting 655 pounds at 55 pounds body
Yeah.
weight. No, he's 55.
55 years old.
55 years old. Stan is an absolute monster. So 297 kilos for single. And like Stan trains, I think he said like 3 times a week at the moment, and he just isn't killing himself. You know, he's just loves training, and he says he puts a lot of into recovery so he can go do these big sessions when he wants to. You know, obviously Stan has done much heavier than this, but the fact that he's squatting 300 kilos when he's a retired powerlifting bodybuilder is insane. Like, these weights alone by themselves are incredible. You know, a lot of times you see social media and you watch people lifting and strength sports and you kind of get slightly kind of numb to them.
Yeah.
But when you put in perspective how many people can squat these weights at all and then squat them at 55.
Yeah, I think that thing of people getting numb to it or like losing perspective. The amount of people alive in the world who can squat these weights is so minuscule. Like you're talking about a few hundred people alive right now who can squat these weights, and Stan is doing this in his essentially his retirement from sport at 55 years old. It's just and in great shape as well.
Incredible shape as well.
No, I think Stan is the model everyone should hope to follow.
Possibly another 20 kilos there if you really wanted to. He's benching 180 for singles. Like he's in his 50s and he's still in a week's or two prep of benching 200 kilos.
The other thing is with these bench presses, they're like not competition style grips, no like wrist support or elbow support, and then his feet are just kind of like out in front of the bench. There's no major amount of like hip recruitment. There's no major kind of setup with it. This is nowhere even approaching a competition style bench press.
So then we've Yuri Belkin, famed sumo deadlifter, squatting 360 kilos for a double. Now, Yuri squats to powerlifting depth, and so normally not the most, not akin to like Artyom for Tashikis we're just talking about, but the speed these moved up, he's in his sport.
Jeez, they're so fast.
Yeah, they're very fast. So Yuri doesn't have a squat on par with these deadlifts, but it obviously seems to be coming up an awful lot. 360 for a double in wraps and lever belts, but very, very fast reps walked out. So
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
That speed is the really shocking thing about that. You'll see very, very few people squatting that speed for 800 pounds.
Yeah. So we've done Grigsby doing 727 pounds or 330 kilos for a set of 7 deadlift from the floor on, is that a carpet? It looks like a carpet.
I actually like sumo reps for our sumo deadlifts for reps, Obviously we're big proponents here of high rep deadlifts in a conventional stance with straps, but I think for a lot of sumo deadlifters, their reset to be able to go from a single to a double to a triple, or in this case 7 reps, kind of gets messed up by the fact that they'll do that squeeze out at the top, then they'll pull their feet in and kind of let the barbell drop down, and they curl up as the barbell drops down. I think there's definitely a positive into you getting some sort of eccentric loading, or at least just maintaining the position as you're going from first rep to second rep to third rep and so on. So I'm definitely a big fan of these.
I can't help but look at the comments as usual. There's someone goes 1245 plates is 540 and this bar is 45. I'm skeptical, but I always want to know, is like, who cares? Like, who comments these things? I just want to know. Like, I've never looked at a video and gone, you know what, I'm gonna chat shit here. Like, what? I just never get it.
Yeah.
And you don't see this in weightlifting, and you don't see this in other sports. There's 2 sports you see it in. Can you name the 2 sports, or like 2 areas you see this in happen, where high level athletes from that sport will talk shit in Instagram comments?
Powerlifting's definitely it.
Powerlifting's one of them, yeah.
I would say then either bodybuilding or CrossFit.
No, combat sports. UFC.
Oh, sorry, combat sports, a massive one, yeah.
Now, on one hand, I'll give the combat sports a little bit of defense because they're doing it to hype things up, And
yes,
to get,
they have to sell a fight.
They're trying to sell a fight, but powerlifters will routinely comment on each other's things and just talk shit about
stuff.
Oh
my god, yeah.
It's very interesting.
Even at like moderate level meets, like low level professional meets, like domestic meets within Ireland or the UK, there's a lot of shit talk.
Or it'll be like, yeah, there actually is. Or but there'll be things like Fit Squat University will put up a post.
Yes.
And there'll be someone, like, they'll have a post up with someone like, I don't know, Shane Hunt or someone, and some other really good powerlifter will comment on it,
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I'm not listen, you can do what you want with your free time. It's just unusual for high level athletes to do that kind of thing, because you see Olympic athletes and they would like besmirch the name of the Olympics or whatever, that kind of whole thing, whereas powerlifters are like, fuck you, boy.
Yeah.
They get in there.
I'm skeptical.
I just can't imagine a scenario where I'd comment something like that on someone I didn't know. If I was
can't
talking
imagine a scenario where I'd just comment negatively anyway.
Yeah, why would you
do that?
Unless it was someone like Joe Seedman or something, who appeared up my feed there again recently.
Or just if it was someone I knew, I'd clearly be taking the piss.
Yeah, if someone I knew did something really good, I'd have to try and bring them down a bit. Thanks for watching, guys.